Right now, severe drought grips Middle Tennessee, the long-term impacts this could have, and when we could finally get some good rain.
They need to protect us. They're not going to reduce our taxes.
Plus, Fox 17 takes a closer look at the cost of installing Google Fiber in Nashville, why taxpayers and business owners are paying the price.
You're watching Fox 17 This Morning with A.J. Hilton, Jennifer Waddell, Skywatch 17 meteorologist Craig Edwards, and Steer Clear Traffic with Samantha Russell. This is Fox 17 This Morning.
Right now, Tennessee is on target for the driest September to November period on record. Thank you for waking up with us here on Fox 17. I'm Jennifer Waddell.
And I'm A.J. Hilton. The entire state of Tennessee in a drought. 90% of the mid-state is in a severe drought.
We've learned this morning that this is the most critical drought we have seen for a lifetime. In fact, that is from some of the state officials here in Tennessee. The long-term negative impacts for people in Tennessee as well. Farmers taking a big hit this season, losing their crops to the drought, or paying big time for water and supplies just to keep them going. And that can drive up the prices that we all pay at the grocery store.
In Tennessee, it could impact it that much. So what is happening, they'll have to bring in food from outside states, other states, which they do anyway. But normally some of the foods that would be produced here won't be available.
That's Gene Davidson from the USDA, who also says the State Farm Service Agency isn't really sure how the drought will affect our food source, but Fox 17 will continue to follow it closely.
And right now, we want to give you some context and perspective on the drought. So take a look at this map just released in the last 24 hours, and this is brand new data. You can see how much of the South right here is in a state of emergency. Tennessee shaded in orange, also a little bit of red here because of so many areas gone weeks without rain. And here's the map for air quality specifically for today in the greater Nashville area right here. You can see we have a moderate risk, which means sensitive groups could experience breathing problems like people with asthma or lung disease. The air quality east of here, it is a whole lot worse. And because of this drought, more than 50 counties in Tennessee are under a state mandated burn ban right now, along with dozens more in Kentucky. Fox 17 has updated this map for you each day. More burn bans are issued across the state of Tennessee. We've highlighted the counties affected here in the mid-state, and you'll notice that Davidson County, it's highlighted because they have a year-round burn ban in place. So if your county is highlighted here, that means you can't burn anything outside. The risk of starting a wildfire, it is simply too extreme. We asked firefighters how much rain is needed to put a dent in this drought.
A lot. We've talked over the last couple of days about the drought index, and you're talking about 8 inches of soil that they're measuring, and it's dry. It's in comparison to the Mojave Desert.
And another concern, the areas impacted by wildfires, we are expecting some strong winds as a cold front moves in this weekend, and that could cause these brush fires to spread. A big concern.
It almost feels, Craig, like we're getting this perfect storm of conditions.
You're right. And it kind of feeds off of itself, too.
Mm-hmm.
We generate these dry conditions out there, which obviously generates a fire. Well, that just dries it out even more as well.
Right.
So really dry conditions. I want to show you exactly what we're talking about with this new information coming in on the drought monitor. Now, this is a wide view, and a little closer look at what you're talking about here as far as the drought is concerned. We've got 4 different categories you're looking at. Moderate drought, that's in this area, that's in that yellow color. Severe drought, which covers most of Middle Tennessee. Then it becomes an extreme drought in this color of red. And then when you get that dark red, that is an exceptional drought, and that's through Chattanooga, back up to near the Knoxville area, and then further back down to the south in Georgia. Well, anytime we get any of those fires out there, there's just all kinds of fuel for those fires to burn. And when you add with that some wind, which we're expecting today, then you start getting a situation where a fire could spread really, really quickly across the area. And obviously, that's just one concern. The other side of that is the fact that we're very low on water throughout the area. Well, moving forward from here, this is what we're expecting. We've got a La Nina forming. You've heard of El Nino. The other side of that's a La Nina. You may not have heard as much about that, but this weather pattern coming off the Pacific tells us that our winter is actually going to be a little bit drier than it normally would be, and it looks like it's going to be milder as well. The colder air will stay primarily to the north. Every little bit of rain that we get is helpful, but it doesn't look like we're just going to see that much, and we need several rounds of rain in order to get back into the right conditions here. So it looks like we're going to see this drought continue all the way through the end of the year and into the beginning of next year. hopefully by the spring, things will change around and we'll start to pick up on that rain, which is the wettest season for us here in Middle Tennessee. We have sunshine out there for today. It's going to be another record-setting day with temperatures that will go into the 80s with all these clear skies out there. So once again, no sign of any rain yet. It looks like the rain chances will increase for this evening as we'll see another cold front coming in. This is a view over in Dixon this morning. We do have a breeze. Look at the flags kind of blowing out there. So once again, there is some wind that's accompanying this, and it's going to get gusty as we go through the day. We're up to 59 degrees right now. The winds are from the east-southeast at 3. Humidity is at 53%. Should be at 63 degrees. It looks like 68 degrees by 9, 10 o'clock. We're going to be at 73, 77 at 11, 80 degrees by noon. That'll tie the record right there when we hit the noon hour. But I think we continue to climb to 82, so that'll be the record high temperature that we'll see this afternoon, and 80 degrees by 4 o'clock. Dry conditions all the way through 4 o'clock. But after that, the rain chances pick up, and that'll be into the evening hours. So rain coming in for this evening. It'll be around for very, very early tomorrow morning, then clears out, and it's going to get much colder. These temperatures will be nowhere in sight coming up for tomorrow. I'll have more about that as we look at the 7-day forecast in just a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Craig. 8:06 in your Fox 17 Steer Clear Traffic. A live look coming in from our Fox 17 Steer Clear traffic car back on 4065 coming off the Rosa Parks entrance ramp. Bright out there. Get those sunglasses, of course. Craig talking about later tonight, not going to be the case. But we'll be checking back in with our Fox 17 Steer Clear traffic car throughout the morning. Right now, I want to show you this accident going on. It's not bad. It's just on the far right shoulder of 24 east of Briley. Just seeing some of that leftover traffic and congestion around it. I'm going to show you those Steer Clear drive times for I-24. Still about 35 to 40 minutes from Smyrna headed up to Harding. That's about a 25-minute delay. That should begin to get quicker as we move throughout the 8 o'clock hour. I-65 from Franklin traveling north up to Nashville right at the 440 junction, 25 minutes or so. That's about a 10-minute delay, which is good for 65 north and Williamson County drivers. It's been a long week for 65 this week. And then I-40 Hermitage traveling west into downtown, about 13 to 15 minutes. So they are beginning to look better. We'll keep a close watch on them, though, all the way through 9 on Fox 17 this morning.
Thanks, Sam. So right now we are expecting some light rain in the mid-state. All right, that's going to happen in the next 12 hours or so, and that's great news for people hurting in this drought. But it also could create some dangerous conditions on the roads.
Fox 17's Kelly Rippon shows us the reason why.
Of course, we are keeping an eye on that forecast of rain coming in later tonight, and it's just a little bit of rain, so it's really not going to help the drought situation too much, but it is welcome. Unfortunately, we do want to keep an eye on the roadways. Now, the little bit of rain on the roads can be very dangerous because it's just enough to saturate the road, kind of stir up all that stuff that's on there, but not enough to actually wash it away. So this is an oil slick here in a parking spot, and you can actually see as you pour water on it, it really just sits there. It doesn't necessarily soak in, and it beads up. It pulls up all that dust, dirt, and oil that has been sitting there for weeks now, 60 days since we've had some kind of significant rain. So the roads could be slick. Keep an eye out this morning. I know we've got that rain coming in kind of at the time that our Friday football games are ending. So make sure your teenagers are aware that even just a little bit of rain can cause some slick roadways. Of course, stick with Fox 17 as we track that rain coming into the forecast. We are west of town this morning. Kelly Rippon, Fox 17 News.
And Fox 17 has new information right now on a murder in West Nashville. Police are looking for a man they say is connected to a stabbing death at the Western Express truck lot. This is a story Fox 17 brought you as breaking news on Monday. And you may remember our Fox 17 cameras were on the scene as police investigated the murder of Deon Brown. So this is who police are looking for this morning. 26-year-old Christopher Gadsden. He's wanted for questioning in the case. And the catch is Gadsden may not be in Nashville anymore. Police say they found the victim's car in Hickory, North Carolina, and they think Gadsden drove the car there. Gadsden has ties to Fayetteville, North Carolina, and detectives from here in Nashville have been in North Carolina investigating. Fox 17 will keep you posted on what happens next. Now, to give you some context and perspective, Fox 17 has obtained new numbers from Metro Police. The murder of Deon Brown is the 65th homicide in Nashville this year. That's the same total for November of 2015, and we are 10 away from the total from 2015 when police investigated 75 murders. Judging by these numbers, murder rates in Nashville are not decreasing. By the way, nearly 25% of last year's murder victims were teenagers. This is a story Fox 17 will be monitoring as we get closer to the end of the year, and we will bring you updates as we get them.
Right now, Fox 17 is investigating the costly impact that Google Fiber is having in Nashville, and that cost could end up getting passed on to all of us taxpayers.
Yeah, this is a story Fox 17 has been following for you since June when work first began to install high-speed internet in Music City. So here's how it works. Google hires contractors to do the drilling work, and they don't actually do any of this themselves. And pretty much since the beginning, those contractors have caused damage like water main breaks, busted phone lines, cracked sidewalks, and other issues. Then another crew has to be brought in to fix the issue. For example, when a water main breaks, Metro Water comes out to repair it. The cost of those repairs is paid by taxpayer dollars. And then the contractor who caused the damage is supposed to pay the city back. That doesn't always happen.
Yeah, so that's where we are right now with this. Take a look at this. Fox 17 just got some new numbers from Metro Water Services. I want you to look at this list from their accounting department. What this shows is the list of contractors, the location and the date of the incident, the cost of the damage, and how much, if anything, has been paid back to the city. In all, we have more than 30 contractors on this list, and you're taking a look at them right now. But let's do this. Check down here, bottom line. All right, this is the blue column that says amount due from all these contractors. More than $304,000 in damages. That's just in the Nashville metro area. Let's take a look at this. The red column over here, amount received from the company, just over $29,000. That's the only money that the city's been paid back from all of these accidents. That money barely makes a dent in the $304,000 due. All the rest of the contractors still owe money, with the exception of these few who have paid up. The largest tab right now belongs to a company called Ayers Trenching. All right, more than $23,000 in damages from that company. Coming up, Fox 17 will be talking with one business owner who is directly impacted by the installation of these Google Fiber lines, only on Fox 17 this morning. Your only local news source, 7 to 9. AJ?
A severe drought continues to grip the southeast. What one community is doing to bring some relief.
And we do have some good news for you on a Friday morning. How about $100 and the chance to win this brand new car? And if you're not crazy about the color, you can pick your own. Keep it here because we're going to give you the keyword you need to enter coming up right after this break.
8:15 as Fox 17 takes a closer look at the problems caused by Google Fiber installation. We want to take a minute to explain specifically what Google Fiber actually is and how it works.
Yeah, because you probably heard us using this term Google Fiber for months now to tell you about these stories. So here's how it works. Google Fiber provides an internet connection speed of about 1 gigabyte per second. What does that mean? Well, Google Fiber says it means that you can download, for example, a full HD movie in less than 2 minutes.
Jumping jack flash.
Yeah.
Very
fast.
quickly. So that's roughly 100 times faster than access than what most Americans have right now.
Yeah, so what does it look like? Well, it's a fiber optic cable, and in fact, just a minute ago, we talked to our chief engineer here and grabbed one from one of our rooms. This is, for example, a fiber optic cable. It looks like kind of a standard cable, but what they do in these fiber optic lines is they transmit pulses of light through these little clear or plastic strands that get fed through this cable. All right, most people get their internet through phone or cable companies, right, which mainly use copper cables or wires, and that's how it's been done for decades. But this new fiber technology can transmit data a whole lot faster than copper, especially over long distances. The fiber cables run either above ground or on new or existing utility poles, sometimes even underground in these conduit tubes. They go through neighborhoods where individual strands of fiber optic cable lead directly into your house, kind of like a phone or a cable line would do.
And as Fox 17 has reported, installing those fiber cables, it's been creating a big mess all around Nashville. Local businesses, residents paying the price too.
Yeah, this is the story that Fox 17 has been following for weeks now. Sweat's properties in North Nashville taking a big hit during a recent water main break that's taken weeks to repair.
Drilling contractors working for Google Fiber broke a water main line at 28th Avenue North in Clifton, forcing that intersection to be shut down several times over the course of weeks. And while the repairs are over, the mess, it's far from done.
Well, right, because you have the residual impact of that business being shut down for so long. Fox 17's Harriet Wallace joins us live this morning to explain the impact. And Harriet, looks like this could get ugly.
It's very ugly and messy, and let me show you just how messy. So right here is the top of that fiber line that's underground. But that's not the problem. This is the problem. Right here, this is Sweat's property. Right here, this is the city's property. Those contractors got permission from the city to lay that fiber line on city property, but instead, all they had to do simply measure here to know the difference between Sweat's property and the city's property to know where to lay that line. So that fiber line runs from here all the way down the street, further down through that intersection where that water main break was. Now remember, as you mentioned, that water main break disrupted this block, shut business off for Mr. Sweat for several days. He lost a chunk of business. He says something has got to be done.
I cannot interrupt someone else's business to do my business. That's the point I make. I don't think the city would allow that. But they're allowing Google Fiber to come in and interrupt other folks' business and shut people's water down and do all kinds of stuff. And they're getting away with it without any responsibility here.
So where does that leave Mr. Sweat and Google Fiber now? Well, we talked with him extensively. He says right now where they are, they've got to sit down at the table. A decision has to be made. Google Fiber is either going to have to pay Mr. Sweat for keeping their line on his property, or guess what? They're going to have to go back into the ground, dig that line out that caused a lot of disruption, and start all over again. But get this, there's a whole nother disruption that they caused on his property. We're going to show you that coming up here in just a little bit. We're live at 20th Avenue in Clifton. Harriet Wallace, Fox 17 News.
Harriet, thanks. By the way, we want to let you know Fox 17 did reach out to Google Fiber several times to give them a chance to interview with us, but they did not return our phone calls.
Right now, folks, we want to update you to some breaking news we're following here on Fox 17 this morning, and that is a deadly bus crash out just east of Murfreesboro near Reedyville. One person killed. We understand the children on the bus are okay, but we're just getting a stream of some new information in. We
want to go right out to Samantha Singer, who is live working to get more information right now. Samantha, what can you tell us?
Well, Jen, AJ, we have a startling and very upsetting view of the truck underneath the bus. You can see the white pickup truck, the sheet blocking it. The person in the truck is dead this morning. We know that the bus number, the school bus I'm seeing, it says Rutherford County School District, bus number 93. The school district assures us that the 10 students on board and the bus driver not injured. This morning, talking with THP, they are on the scene investigating because this is a deadly crash. We're trying to figure out how this happened. We're along John Bragg Highway here in Reedyville, which is Cannon County, just a little bit southeast of Murfreesboro. Fox 17 is here talking with the investigators. I'm going to get the latest for you, but it's just very difficult to actually look at the way that the truck is so wedged underneath the back left of the bus. You can check my Twitter to get a couple other views. It's at Samantha WZTV. We have a video and a couple other photos to get you a better view, but because we're across the street where the media area is, this is our view this morning. So stick with us. Reporting live in Reedyville, Samantha Singer, Fox 17 News.
All right, thank you, Samantha. It is 8:21 in your Fox 17 steer clear traffic. Just tragic coming out from that area over just east of Murfreesboro, very close to Kittrell. Want to show you where that is in relationship to Nashville. You can see Murfreesboro right along here. Again, that's along John Bragg Highway near Newsom Lane. As Samantha Singer was saying, no children hurt. I got a tweet in earlier from Pastor Mike. He tweets us a lot, and he said a major wreck on 70 coming from Woodbury near Murfreesboro, pickup truck and a school bus, and that's what we just saw. So again, we'll be checking back in with those details coming in from Samantha Singer. Just had an accident clear over 24 at Briley, and right now 40 at Fessler's, looking so much better now that we're in the 8 o'clock hour. We'll be breaking down those steer clear drive times coming up at the 8:30 half hour on Fox 17 this morning.
Thank you very much, Sam. And right now, as we're coming up on 8:22, we do have clear skies across the area. Dry conditions continue, at least at this point. However, we are looking for a chance of rain that will develop by tonight. You know, yesterday, we tied the record high temperature at 81 degrees. Today, I'm expecting a new record. I'm going for a high of 82. The record is 80. It looks like we hit that 82 this afternoon, right around 2 and 3 o'clock. So a record high temperature is on the way. Also, the winds are going to be kind of gusty out there through the day. This is the hour by hour look at the winds. 10 o'clock, we should have a wind around 13 miles per hour. It picks up to about 15 miles per hour around 2 and 4 o'clock. That's when we're hitting the high for the day. And it's still pretty gusty heading on into the evening as well as the cold front starts pushing in. Now, some of the wind gusts will be up to 25 miles per hour. So we're talking about bright sunshine, record highs, and also some gusty winds, and then the rain chance will start to pick up. Here are the numbers as we go through the day. Right now we're at 59, should be at 73 by 10, noon at 80, 82 degrees, that record high at 2 o'clock, and then 80 degrees at 4. Notice the sunshine, then the clouds start to pick up. Well, the rain chance comes in for this evening. It's not going to be a really heavy rain, maybe a tenth to a quarter of an inch of rain. We need every bit that we can get in the area because it has been so dry. And take a look at our 7-day forecast. Temperatures drop dramatically after this cold front goes by. 82 today, 41 tomorrow morning. Rain coming through overnight. It's gone quickly by early tomorrow morning. Sunny skies tomorrow at 53, 51 Sunday. We're below freezing for the first time this weekend.
have breaking news in Cannon County, specifically Reedyville, which is just a little southeast of Murfreesboro. Take a look. This is a very alarming and upsetting thing to see. We have a pickup truck lodged underneath the school bus. The person in the truck is dead this morning. We know that the students and the driver on board Rutherford County School Bus number 52, they are all not hurt. Tennessee Highway Patrol is on scene. You're seeing that there is a slowdown on John Bragg Highway, just one lane getting by here in Reedyville. We have the very latest for you in the next few minutes. Reporting live, Cannon County, Samantha Singer, Fox 17 News.
And Fox 17 is following breaking news from overnight. Police working to identify a woman hit and killed by a car on West Trinity Lane early this morning. We've mapped it out for you so you can see exactly where it happened. To give you a little more context and perspective on this, our Fox 17 cameras were on the scene as police investigated. The driver did stop, is cooperating with the police. The car hit the woman right under the I-65 overpass, which is very dark. The driver does not face any charges at this time.
Also right now, we've got a robber on the loose in Clarksville after he hits up the Huck's convenience store. And we've got a surveillance picture here to show you, demanding money from the clerk, running away. And this happened right around 3 o'clock yesterday morning at the store on Lafayette Road at the Eagle Way bypass. Investigators right now trying to find this car that's seen driving away. It's the gray one, maybe even the person who owns it, to try to help them find this person covered head to toe in black, with the exception of maybe some light colored gloves there. If you have any information, call police.
Well, right now, clear skies and 59 degrees. We're going to show you the timing on that rain that's coming in as we look at our Fox 17 future track.
Showing his family out.
You're watching Fox 17 News this morning.
It is 8:30 and Fox 17 is following breaking news in Rutherford County, a deadly crash involving a school bus. Want to say thanks for joining us here on Fox 17 this morning. I'm AJ Hilton.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. This is in Reedyville, Tennessee. It is just east of Murfreesboro. We have Fox 17 Samantha Singer there live. She's been there since we first got the call, and she updates us with some new information right now. Good morning, Samantha.
The first thing that you need to see is we have the pickup truck lodged underneath this Rutherford County school bus. It is bus number 52. We know that one person is dead, the person that was in that pickup truck this morning. It is very difficult to look at that actually because it is lodged in there, and you're going to see some photos on Twitter from a different angle. Now, we know that the school bus, the 10 students and the driver on board are all not injured. That bus serves Oakland High School, Kittrell Elementary. It's a Rutherford County school bus. Now, along this road, John Bragg Highway, we have homes, so it appears that maybe the bus was stopping to pick kids up, possibly. We're trying to get details confirmed on how this happened, how that truck got lodged underneath the school bus. We've been in touch with, of course, Tennessee Highway Patrol. We have the Rutherford County first responders on scene, and John Bragg Highway here. You're just getting by in the far left lane. Please be careful driving through this area. Stick with us because I'm going to continue to talk to THP and Rutherford County first responders for the very latest of this deadly crash this morning. Reporting live in Reedyville, Samantha Singer, Fox 17 News.
Samantha, thank you so much. Tennessee has been in a state of emergency for more than a week now, and it keeps getting worse.
Yeah, this is the story that Fox 17 has been following, as many parts of the mid-state have gone weeks, even months now, without any measurable rain.
And right now, we want to give you some context and perspective on this drought. So take a look at this map just released in the last 24 hours. This is based on brand new data, and you can see how much of the South is in a state of emergency. Tennessee shaded orange and red because so many areas have gone weeks now without rain, and this could have long-lasting impacts on everything from agriculture to our local economy.
All right, so here's one potential problem you might not be thinking about here. The foundation of your home could be drying out, causing some places to settle. Are you seeing more cracks above your doors and your windows? Maybe your doors and windows are a little harder to open and close. That could be a result of these incredibly dry conditions.
Well, it's not going to heal itself. When it gets wet again, it's not going to usually push it back into place.
The drought may also be putting your plants that you don't usually water this time of year at risk. Make sure you are deeply watering your bushes and plants once a week if you planted them within the last couple of years. Older plants need to get watered every few weeks.
And because of this drought, more than 50 counties in Tennessee are under a state-mandated burn ban right now, along with dozens more in Kentucky. Fox 17 has updated this map for you each day as more burn bans are issued all across the state of Tennessee, and we've highlighted some of the counties affected here in the mid-state. Now, Davidson County right in the middle right here, highlighted because they have a year-round burn ban in place. So if your county is highlighted in the red right here, that means you can't burn anything outside. The risk of starting a wildfire, it's simply too extreme.
Meanwhile, the drought continues to feed the wildfires in the southeast. Take a look at some new video in from Dade County, Georgia this morning. This is right on the Tennessee border. Fires are growing on top of Lookout Mountain. That's right over there near Chattanooga. Firefighters say the flames are moving down the mountain toward the valley below, putting a lot of people who live nearby in danger.
And then I looked up in the woods behind my house and I thought, oh no, it's coming right at me.
People living on Lookout Mountain say they've been watching this fire through the woods for the past few days, and now 2 bulldozers are expanding the fire break lines, hoping that that will protect the homes from catching fire. You know, sometimes you'll see these firefighters, Craig, go out and intentionally set these fire lines, and that's to contain it.
Yeah, but they won't be doing that today. And let me tell you why. The winds are going to be too high to even attempt that. We do have a red flag warning out for Kentucky for today. And this is going to be for this afternoon and for this evening. For these counties, you can see it includes Bowling Green down to Franklin and all the way back up to the north. And what's going on here is they're saying that this is an extremely dangerous situation today because we're going to have those gusty winds coming in before the cold front gets here. And that means any fire could spread rapidly across this entire area. So once again, red flag warning in areas off to the north. Now we have burn bans that are in effect all around Tennessee as well. So no fires should be set out there for today. This is our view from Nissan Stadium. As you're looking there, you can see that we don't have any clouds around. So no sign of any rain developing until later today. Temperatures up to 59 degrees with our sunshine. It's going to advance rapidly. So temperatures will warm up a lot. This is a look at the satellite radar. No rain nearby. As a matter of fact, not even any clouds. You have to go out to the west to find some of that cloud cover, and that's an indicator of some of the showers that are going to be coming our way later on. This is our Skywatch 17 future track. This is going to tell you the timing on those showers. 9 o'clock this morning, clear skies, but the clouds building back out to the west. Watch this as we go past noon, head up to 6 o'clock this evening. You can see the showers lining up out to the west. Some of those spots are a couple of thunderstorms. They get closer by 8 o'clock, moving into the Clarksville area. By 10 o'clock, they're moving into the Nashville area and back out to the west, continuing to advance over into the plateau by midnight. And you can see the end of the showers making their way through Nashville by the time we get to 2 a.m. So this makes its way off to the east. And as a result, we're only going to pick up about 1/4 of an inch of rain. The chance of rain is at 80%. There's just not that moisture out there to really develop a lot of heavy rain. So it's 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch coming in with these showers for tonight, providing us a little bit of relief from the drought. And it looks like it's going to be a very warm day. We're going to set a record high this afternoon. 73 at 10. Looks like 80 by noon. 82 will set the record at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Temperatures drop back through the 70s into the 60s and 50s as we head through the evening hours, with those showers arriving as we head through the evening. And it certainly looks like it's going to be much colder after this cold front goes by. We'll look at the 7-day forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Craig. 8:37 right now in your Fox 17 steer clear traffic. I-65 at Harding down at Oak Hill looking a lot better. Some moderate delays, but overall it's beginning to break up as we're now past the 8:30 half hour. Here's I-24 at Haywood coming up from the southeast side of town. Inbound traffic clearing up too, and that really does reflect in your steer clear drive time. 18 minutes, so not bad. It's about an 8-minute delay from Sam Ridley and Smyrna up to Harding, so that's looking better. I-65 about a 5-minute delay right now from Franklin up to 440 in Nashville, so about a 20-minute drive overall. And then I-40 back down to 10 minutes in from Hermitage along 40 West. So 8:30 half hour, a lot quieter than the rest of the morning, but we'll take one last look at these drive times 9 o'clock on Fox 17 this morning.
Sam, thanks. So as Craig mentioned, we are expecting some light rain in the mid-state in the next 12 hours, which is good news for people hurting from the drought, but it could also create some dangerous conditions out on the road.
Yeah, you know, when you head out and you see the rain coming, you're thinking, oh, thank goodness, you know, what a blessing. Well, it absolutely can provide some dangerous situations, and Fox 17's Kelly Rippon joins us now to show us why.
So we are excited about that even little chance of rain coming into the forecast later tonight, but it's been so long since we've had rain. We want to remind you that the roads are going to get very slick tonight. Because it is such a little bit of rain, it's going to kind of stir up all that dust and dirt and oil that's been on the road. And we talk about all the construction happening in Nashville over here on the west side of town. This area gets extremely dusty. We see all of the debris from the construction on the roadways, and we actually have a prime example of exactly what we could see out there on some of our highways. Take a look at this. You'll see that water has just beat it up. We poured water on it earlier this morning. It has just beat it up there, and it's not washing away. That's what's going to be similar tonight to that very little amount of rain that we're going to get. It's not going to completely run off the roadway, but will kind of cause all of that to beat up together and could cause some slick spots. So just a warning to be careful out there, nothing to be too scared about. Just make sure you're taking it easy, following a safe distance behind the person in front of you, and of course paying extra attention out there on those roadways. We are here west of town this morning. Kelly Rippon, Fox 17 News.
Breaking news, we have Rutherford County first responders on the scene of a terrible pickup truck school bus crash. One person dead. The children on the bus are okay. We have the very latest from the scene live and local through 9 a.m.
Plus, a local business could soon be in a legal battle with Google Fiber. The reason why. 8:42, and Fox 17 is following the latest issues with Google Fiber installation making a mess in Nashville neighborhoods.
Now, a North Nashville business owner says he's ready to square off against Google Fiber if he has to do it. A recent water main break shut down a busy intersection where he owns 3 lots. He took a pretty big financial hit, but this situation is not over.
Fox 17's Harriet Wallace joins us live with more on this developing story. Harriet.
Hey, you know, just a few minutes ago, we told you guys about a big issue that Mr. Sweat has with Google Fiber. They lay their fiber line on his property. That's not the end of it. Take a look at this. Right down here, this is where the company, the contractor, was drilling to lay that fiber line. Well, in the process, they cut the power line leading to Mr. Sweat's restaurant sign. That's not even the bad part. They just patched it up, covered it up, and didn't say anything. Now, that's according to Mr. Sweat. He discovered on his own that the sign was without electricity. Now, we know that that was a few weeks ago. He's been on the phone with them ever since then, trying to get work done on his sign so that he can alert his customers about what's going on. Not until yesterday, when we were actually here talking with Mr. Sweat, did they finally come out to begin repair work on his sign. Now, Mr. Sweat said he's fed up and he's ready for the mayor and the Metro Council to finally do something.
I mean, the city makes laws. They can protect us anytime they want to. When they allow a company to come in and start digging up the streets, yes. I mean, the council and the mayor's office can always protect small business. They need to protect us. They're not going to reduce our taxes.
Now, Mr. Sweat said that he has appealed to the Metro Council, sent them a letter asking them to step in and intervene. So where does everything stand right now? Mr. Sweat says that he's going to have to sit down with Google Fiber and determine if they're either going to pay him to keep their fiber line on his property or come back in, dig that line out, and remove it. He said this is the busiest time of year for him for Thanksgiving, so he's tabling that discussion until after the holiday. Fox 17 is going to stay on top of this story for you all, and we're live here in North Nashville. Harriet Wallace, Fox 17 News.
We also want to let you know we did reach out to Google Fiber several times to give them a chance to interview with us, but they did not return our call.
Fox 17 following some developing news this morning of the severe drought here in the southeast. In Tennessee, we've been at a level 3 state of emergency for more than a week now, but things are worse in Georgia, where they're upping the drought response to a level 2, which now declares a major disaster. We have 52 counties in Georgia, including Metro Atlanta, now restricting water use. Only commercial businesses can wash cars. People have to follow these new rules to water their lawn, and water fountains have to be turned off. There are also water authorities in Georgia that are imposing additional restrictions. In Atlanta, for example, they're asking restaurants only to serve water to customers who ask for it. The lack of rain has a lot of people asking for help from a higher power. Churches in Georgia holding prayer meetings for everybody dealing with the smoke, the wildfires, and the drought. Some folks even brought their umbrellas trying to channel a rainfall. One pastor says this is not meant to pray for the weather necessarily, but to remind people that God has a plan.
I believe God will make happen what God wants to happen. I think prayer is more about getting me in line with God than it is getting God in line with me.
Another church closer to the wildfires had a dinner overnight for all those firefighters. And, you know, those crews that are on those front lines just go into it every day. Yeah. They face uncertain dangers. You know, when these wildfires really get big and they get this energy of their own, you know, they can move very quickly and be very dangerous for sure.
It's a very tough job that those
really
folks
is.
are involved with. And the dry conditions are going to continue. It looks like right now, while we have a hint of rain coming in for tonight, it's not going to be a drought buster.
Well, and the problem, you know, with the conditions right now, all of that is just fuel. It's tinder.
Exactly. And it's been so dry for so long, everything out there is fuel for a fire right now. You know, it's been 27 days since we've had a good rain here in Nashville. 27 days. The last time we had a third of an inch was October 20th. Since a soaking rain, it's been 2 months, 60 days since we had a rainfall of 1 inch or more. And back on September 17th, we did have just a little bit more than 1 inch of rain. The rain that's coming into the area for tonight could get up to about 1/4 of an inch, but That's if we're really lucky. There's just not a lot of moisture for this to deal with. This is our rain chance for the day, and I've kind of charted this out for you. It doesn't look like much of a chance early on. As a matter of fact, very dry conditions. 5% chance by 4 o'clock. We're going to go up to a 20% chance by 6 o'clock. Then it skyrockets to an 80% chance of rain. This is when the cold front starts to make its appearance. So an 80% chance of rain for this evening drops off to a 75% chance by about 10 o'clock. How much rain? Well, it looks like areas off to the west could get up to a ½ inch. But from the Nashville area eastward, it's only going to be about a 1/10 of an inch to a 1/4 of an inch. And then further off to the east onto the plateau and the higher elevations, only about a 1/10 of an inch. So this certainly is not a drought buster. This will affect your evening plans. As a matter of fact, you're heading out to any of the high school football games, that rain chance is going to be there. Now, our featured game for tonight on MyTV 30, that's our sister station, is going to be the Independence at Cane Ridge game. Both these teams, by the way, undefeated. So this is going to be a really good game. 7 o'clock, 69 degrees. The showers just beginning to arrive. By 9 o'clock, we do have some rain and 60 degrees. And it looks like 54 degrees by 11 o'clock with the rain. It's also going to be really windy out there, so keep that in mind too. That may play into the strategy for the game for the evening. Here's the forecast for the next 7 days. Once again, rain moving in for tonight after a record high of 82 today. Looks like 41 by tomorrow morning. 53 will be the high tomorrow with sunshine by afternoon. We're down to 30 on Sunday morning. 51 will be the high on Sunday. That's the first time we've been below freezing, by the way, at 30 degrees there. 28 for a low on Monday morning. Sunshine Monday up to 56, 61 Tuesday. Also on Wednesday, and a 40% chance of a shower. Then after that, mostly sunny on Thursday with a high of 55.
All right, thank you, Craig. 8:48 right now on your Fox 17 steer clear traffic. I-65 coming in from Oak Hill in the northbound lanes right around Harding, still seeing some moderate traffic. Looking a little bit better, though, beginning to break up 65 at Fern, north side of town. If you're coming in from Sumner County, it's going to be a lot better on your way in. Steer clear speed sensors beginning to get a little bit quicker. Still a few slow spots, of course, to the north of that junction of 24 and 65 and I-40 at Spence. We're going to take one last look at those steer clear drive times coming up on Fox 17 this morning.